Why did that connect? Huh? Oh, it's spider feeding time. Maybe we can do a little spider feeding before we go off. Tommy's got a haircut. 8 o'clock. What the hell, dude? 8 o'clock at night. Haircut. 8 o'clock at night. Maybe I should look. What's up, Freddie? So MAGA is dead, JS. MAGA is dead. I don't know if you've seen the recent polls, but I think that that Michigan, that Michigan reality of Amir losing by, like 20% is proof. I think that's what made me start thinking. Look at that guy. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I think MAGA is officially dead. Well, wait, oh look, there's spiders setting up. Oh, looks like we got a little rain coming. Looks like we got a little rain. But the polls, dude, like they're asking now people about Trump, like the underage, like the youngas, and they're like, yeah, we're done with Trump. We're done with MAGA. MAGA is fucking done with. Wow, we're getting windy. That's a thunderstorm. We're getting a thunderstorm. I'm looking for a beetle. Where's the beetle? We gotta have beetle fight. I'm not seeing the beetle. Oh, you know what I found though? Look at that guy. Look at this guy right here. Look what I found. You see it? You guys see it? Do you see it? Do you guys see it? All right? Do you see it? Do you guys see it? Yes or no? Huh? Do you guys see what I see? Watch, 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 watch. Look how well that guy hid. I think this guy needs a feeding. This guy needs a feeding. Does he have a web? God damn it. He's grabbing onto me. He's got little suckers. There you go. There you go. Welfare spiders. Welfare spider. I've never fed this spider. This spider's like, what the fuck is that thing in my... This spider's like, what the fuck is this thing? God damn. What is this thing over here? God damn, what is that? What the fuck is that thing? His first caterpillar. The spider's first caterpillar. I can't get the fucking focus on it. I can't get the focus. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. There. I can't get the focus on it. Come on, dude. Ah. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, look at that spider. Look at what he's doing to that MAGA. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get the focus on this goddamn thing. It's focusing on the background. What if I do without the light? That's not there. Hold on. Try to focus without it. Where the fuck? That will. Oh, Fred, spiders are great, dude. Spiders are fucking amazing. That's what we do to MAGA. There he goes. Oh, finally got the. Oh, what? Whoa. Stay. Oh, look, the bats are out. I don't know if you can see the bats flying around. Can you see the bats flying around? I just saw bats flying around the house. I was like, what the fuck's flying around at night? There. Can you see? Do you see it? You see the bat? See the bat? Oh, they're up there fucking. That's a bat right there. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, they're, dude. Bats and spiders, dude. Where it goes. Yeah, I never forgive MAGA either. They got a lot of work to do to earn any one of our forgiveness. You know, look what you did to America. Look what you did to the world. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck are the beetles? Where are the beetles? I want a big, strong beetle. I don't see any beetles. No beetles. God damn it. I gotta cut all this shit, dude. It's been too hot, though. All right, let's look for more caterpillars. This thing usually has caterpillars on it. It's feeding my spiders. They're usually eating at night. You know, I've noticed that there's been very few caterpillars. Usually there's caterpillars all over my shit. Slim pickings. Really slim pickings for my MAGA eating spiders. You guys see any caterpillars anywhere? They're eating the shit out of you can see where they're eating the shit out of look how much they've eaten the shit out of my plant. But where the fuck do they hide? They're hiding little bastards. I just don't see them. I gotta harness my fennel seeds. It's time of the year to harness fennel. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let's walk over here. Yeah, they've been spreading the word. They're like fucking hiding now. Dude, I used to have beetles all over this goddamn thing. They're like, all the beetles, where the fuck are they? Here's our other spider. Look how fat this spider is. Look how fat that spider is. God, he's about as fat. Look, have you ever seen a spider that fucking fat? Look how fat that fucking spider is, dude. That's an obese spider right there. That's fucking obese spider. Look, it can barely fucking make its web. It can barely make its web, that goddamn spider is so fat. Oh, God, that's a fat spider. See, we see any. Look, see how much they've eaten the shit out of my tree. You can see this is all beetle, dude. This is beetle. Damn. I'm hitting a web up here. That's his web. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. These goddamn spiders. This web is so amazing. This spider up here, I don't know if you can see this spider web right there. This spider right here has built this massive web. I mean, he's trying to catch birds. That spider there is like, I'm going for the fucking birds. I'm gonna catch myself some birds. I'm gonna catch myself a fucking bird. What the hell is this shit here? What is this? What is this plant? I don't know what this plant is. I don't think I want this plant. This is an apple tree right here. Look, that's an apple tree. Look, these are apple trees coming up. This here, no idea what that is. This is also an apple tree. All right, let's see if there's any. They like to eat this leaf too. This is my blackberry. My blackberries are done for the year. They like to eat the blackberry. See how they're eating the shit out of this blackberry leaf? This is my blackberry. Look, my blackberry's growing up this fucking tree and coming out the top here. All right? Where the fuck are you, beetle? Where's those fucking big ass beetles? Goddamn beetles. I'm not seeing any beetles at all. But I'm seeing, I mean, they're eating the shit out of my leaves and shit. All right, let's keep walking over here. Come on, beetle. Beetles also like this plant right here. This is my palm leaf raspberry. Oh, there's Tommy. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. All right, let's go. All right. Beetle hunting is over. Beetle hunting is over. All right, let's talk about MAGA. Ugh. God damn, I use a lot of gas. Morning. Turn that off. Turn that on.
Lost fallacy wrapped in a red hat and a flag. Rather die on the hill than admit they got had. The longer they run, the darker the night.
Did you set time to
They'll choose the fall.
for driving class? You have to set a time. Are you skipping anything? No. How come? What's going on, Allie? That's it. Turn off your thing there, because I'm on. So you've got to go to the City Hall and fill out paperwork saying that you're not relinquishing your U.S. citizenship. Right? Here's the thing though, it's stupid because it doesn't really do anything. Anytime you can't, it's a lot of work to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. So, but you gotta, your mother brought it up on there.
Fuck all of them.
Yeah, so,
Every single one. Fuck the latest and cheap with a credit.
so how much am I contributing to your haircut tonight? Huh?
I don't know.
How much money do you have?
2,000.
2,000? Sienna. How much do you guys pay for your haircut? How much do you pay for your haircut, Rod? How much do you pay? Would you pay $50 for a haircut? Would you pay $50? I got clippers, $10. I give you a $5 buzz cut. Got my own clippers. $50 haircut. And he only has $15. That's what Tommy's getting. You cut your own hair? Steven cuts his own hair. Me too.
Who?
Huh? What?
Who?
What?
What age?
What age? What age? Oh, they want to know your age.
If it's like teens, then I will.
Huh?
I can't say nothing, but if it's like
Any young fucks in here? Anyone young? Anyone in your 20s? Anyone in their 20s? Give him. I tried. He busted open his head and he's got a big scar back here. He's real self-conscious about it. I tell him it's cool. Scars are cool, but he doesn't believe me. You know, you could go and see if you can get the scar removed. You know that? Huh? Have you know that? Huh?
If I do that, it's like a head surgery. So
No. It's not. No, it's just they're gonna cut this. They're just cutting the little skin. They're not cutting into the bone, son. Your
What?
No.
I don't wanna like.
No, they're not cutting nowhere near your brain. It's just.
It's not.
It's
head. I said head surgery,
Yeah.
and I don't want to like.
It's just a flap of skin. Go like this. You see this here? You see how it moves?
Yeah.
Right? So all they're gonna do is they're gonna cut out where the scar is and they're gonna squeeze it
I
together
know what
and sew.
they're gonna do it. I
Yeah.
already had explained for it.
Yeah. It's not dangerous.
I know it's not a dangerous. I'm caring about my football, not about danger. They definitely will say don't play for like a week or so.
Yeah. A
More
month.
than-
Yeah, maybe a month or so.
Yeah. I don't want to get that.
Any young fucks in here? Any young people in here? What do you pay for your... Anyone young? We don't get any young people in here. You're all a bunch of old fuckers like me. We don't have we don't have any young bloods in here. What young blood's gonna want to watch this old fucker? What are you talking about? We're all old. Tommy's getting a $50 haircut.
I think $50 haircut is cheap in America.
No, it's not. None of these people know it's $50. What does a hair salon cost now in America? What does a haircut cost in America now? I mean, if you go to a barbershop, I mean, here you go barbershop, you get a haircut for like 10 bucks. 10, 15 bucks. We're going to the same place?
It doesn't come.
Huh?
It doesn't come.
Well, I need to stop and get fucking money because I don't have 50 bucks on me.
You don't have to pay.
Huh?
You don't have to pay.
What are you going to do? Put on your credit card?
Yeah.
Well, I got to get natto anyway.
Get it on the way down.
Oh, Alice said he spent $120 on a haircut when you were 26. $120 when you were 26. What the fuck did they do? Where was that? In New York or something? Got a great bone. Oh, first day in a suit and had a great bonus. Ah, there you go. You had a good job, had a suit, you went and got a really expensive haircut. Did they do your nose and your ears too? Did they do your nose and ears for that, I hope? And then they use a real razor on your face? Did they put the towels on your face and stuff? Did it come with some external pleasure? Yeah, they do that. They in Japan they'll clean out they'll clip your nose hairs and do your ears. And the eyebrows, yeah, they did the eyebrows and stuff. Yeah, I do the same thing. I think I do it on camera. I don't just reach out there and just grab it. What kind of stream is this? Bunch of old people talking about how they do their nose hair. This is a great stream. This is really a great stream. This is the kind of stream we need on YouTube. You know, just basic life stuff, how you deal, you know?
Yeah, it's like average.
Huh?
It's like average in Japan.
What is?
4,000 from 5,000.
Is average haircut in Japan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but if you go to these little...
the shampoos and
yeah, I don't
shaving.
you don't need shaving, you don't need shampoo shit. Are you getting a shampoo and shave?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get yourself a nice paying job, then yeah, sure. But you don't have money, it's just, you know, it's just a waste of money until you have money, right? That's why, you know, look at how much money I save. Every time I shave my hair, that's, you know, that's $50, whatever, you know, 4,000 yen every time. You know, how many times do you take a haircut in a year? How much money? What could you spend that money on? Other things, on food, on other stuff. That's how I look at it. It's just fucking hair. Not here. They don't do the bowls here. The Edgar. That's a good song.
99%.
I like this song. You guys like this song? I like this song. I don't know why I went this way. Should have gone the other way. Shouldn't I?
I am the throne. I call your sons to me. They don't come on. Frozen in the trenches, buried in the snow. For a map, for a border.
Plus, gas is so expensive. Every time, I mean, I just filled up my gas tank like yesterday or the day. I'm nearly empty already. That's 55,000 yen every time. So 2-3 times a week, I pay Ichiman Gosen yen just on gas, driving you and everything.
We will be here in the morning when the snow has worn it down. Every wall comes down.
I'm Undao-do. Call me Undao-do, or call me Do or Dow or 012 or Mike. If you want to call me by my Christian name, but I go by 012. I go by Do or Dow or Undao-do. No sé, ¿tú hablas español? ¿Tú comprendes? Joe? Hi, Joe. Everyone say hi to Joe. Trump is lost, guys. Trump is, MAGA is bailing on Trump. You know, when you have a guy who gets, he's on stage with Trump, all this media, all this support. He gets $700,000 to easily win this race against a nobody, right? And he loses to a guy who dropped out. His own Republican. I did some research on him. And what it turns out, what happened was there was 3 Republican people running. Tom Smith withdrew 2 weeks ago and said vote for the other guy, the non-black guy, and the other guy, I can't think of his name, right, was basically saying that he was a Muslim. Hassan was a Muslim. And he was, a plant. It's so funny how MAGA basically ate themselves. Just destroyed their campaign. And so everyone. So see, I don't know. See, I think people are just fed up with Trump, and the fact that he was on stage with Trump. People are like, no, we're not going to vote for that. The polls are so bad for Trump. I mean, we're talking about like -32, how people feel. The Trump was up 12 points to the younger voter, right? To the independent younger voters, he was up 12 points. Now he's like negative 17 or what is it, plus 13, negative whatever, I can't remember, but it adds up to 32. He has lost 32 points, 32% swing away from Trump, from the independent young voters, dude. MAGA is dead. The MAGA movement is fucking dead, dude. It's dead. And even didn't Trump come out and use another term? He used a term called like, he says he's come up with a new phrase. I can't remember what it was. One Trump or something like that. O-N-E Trump. He's come up with a new thing. He's already pivoting. He already realizes MAGA is dead. So he's distancing. Even Trump is distancing himself from MAGA now. And he knows, he's like, this is MAGA's biggest fear, okay? This is Trump's biggest fear. This is the GOP's biggest fear, is people are just gonna stay home. And that's what they're gonna do. They're just not gonna vote. This midterms, they're not voting, right? They're not gonna vote. They're like, why would you vote? Iran is going to keep Iran is going to help the Democrats. Iran is going to keep the Gulf closed, right? They're going to keep it closed and tight. They're going to keep gas. They're going to want gas prices up. They're going to attack. They're not dumb. These guys aren't dumb. I mean, think about it. If you wanted to fuck over Trump and want to get at him and get things back to normal, what would you do? I'd keep the straits closed, right? I'd keep gas prices up high, right? As a way to attack Trump. Iran is going to basically be helping out the Democrats this elections by keeping the straits closed, Don't you think so? Type 1 if you agree. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, if you're Iran and you hate Trump, what's the best way to attack Trump? Keep gas price high. Why? Because it's going to have people fleeing from his, from the party. You understand? Does that make sense, folks? I mean, that's what's going to happen. Oh, that's what is happening. So Iran's going to keep the straits closed down, and then they're going to do some gesture like, if Trump gets impeached or whatever. I think they already said that we're not going to deal with Trump anymore. I think they already said that. We're not dealing with Trump anymore. We don't trust Trump. We're not dealing with him. I hate this road. This is like really narrow. You're going to hate this road, Tommy. This road right here is going to be a road you won't like to drive on. It's so narrow. It's so busy. This is going to be the most nervous road that you to drive on. Look at that car. He's upset. It's like, wait, look at him go. Where the fuck's the haircut place? Where am I messing up here? Where's your haircut place? Nitazuka. I have to turn here. I was like, I knew, but then I was like, had a mind fart for a moment. Had a mind fart. Didn't know where I was. How did he win the war, Terms? How did he win the war? How did he win the war? Has Iran, how did he win the war? When you write an MOU that says, right, we're gonna let you sell your oil. Even Besson said they're gonna let Iran sell their oil. They have to let Iran sell their oil. Iran's gonna be able to sell their oil again. Is it, hey, we're going to pay back? Does this sound like a winner to you? The enemy is going to get refunded for all the damage up to over $300 billion. Does that sound like a winner to you? Oh, we're going to return everybody's, all the stuff that we've seized in the bank account, 100 billion plus money, we're going to return it to you. Does that sound like what a winner does? Is that, imagine if imagine guys if when Germany surrendered, the surrender deal was this: oh, we're gonna pay to rebuild Nazi Germany. Oh, we're gonna unfreeze all the money that we froze in bank accounts. You know, they're so fucking dumb. Iran won, dude. Iran won. Yeah, everyone's saying it. We don't have any missiles. We're out of missiles and shit. You know, Iran makes like 10,000 drones a day or something ridiculous. They make like a week, not a day, a week. They make like 10,000 drones a week, right? Thousands of drones. They just flood. It's asymmetric. They just flood. Ukraine makes like like 2,000-3,000 drones a week. You know, Iran is like 3 times the size. They've been doing this shit for a long time. What's up, doo-doo? Yeah, they're getting money. They didn't lose, dude. They've promised not to make. The thing is he's just dumb. Term. They don't need their Navy. They've got thousands of drone speedboats. They don't need a Navy. Well, who gives a fuck about a Navy these days? You don't see Americans on the shore there, Terms, do you? Terms, you see any? Oh, he's gone. Nurse was done playing with him. He was like, he's dumb. Tired of his stupidity. He is so fucking dumb. But the more he talks, the dumber he seems. Yeah, I mean, like when you let your enemies sell their most valuable asset, their crude, when you give back and promise to rebuild their country with 300 billion plus money, when you like say we're gonna release all that stuff, now the tolls are coming. The tolls are coming. Watch out, none of these fuckers walk in front of me. What's this guy? God damn. I hate it. When you get to a train station in Japan, everyone is just flooding the streets, Tom. They don't like just walking in front of your car. How long is it gonna be? An hour?
Oh, like an hour or 2.
2 hours.
Maybe.
Man. Is she hot, Tommy? Is she a hottie? Which way is this it here? Can't remember.
No, I guess.
Huh?
Is this?
Is this it?
Yeah.
Huh?
This is it.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. Here?
Yeah, right here.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Fucking A, dude. Hyper. Trump is the best president ever. How is he the best, Herb? Herb, how is he the best? Can you explain to us how he's the best? What makes him the best? Is it selling insider information for $100,000 a month? Does that make him the best? Can you imagine if Obama was gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna give you access to my tweets before everyone else"? Can you imagine? I mean, the balls on Trump. Y'all ain't gotta respect Trump, dude. He's at this point, he's like, fuck it, man. I'm immune. Trump's like, I'm immune. I'm selling my tweets. I'm immune. You know, he's immune from all this shit, dude. He's like, fuck it. I'm about to die soon. I'm gonna grift. I'm gonna just steal as much of the fucking money as I can. You know? The problem is coast of Norway and Sweden. Yeah, there's tons of there's tons of rare earth mining under. There's like they form these rocks underground, right? And they just sit on top, and rare earth minerals. There's seabed mining, right? Seabed mining and shit. But the thing that you need to be, asking about really is, what the fuck, dude? You have a president selling their tweets? Selling their tweets for 100,000? I mean, you think that's cool? Yeah. Very, very, very expensive. Yeah. They suck him up. They have like a thing and they suck him up. I gotta go shopping. She's taking the train home. That grocery store closed down. I'm trying to think whether there's a grocery store. My wife, I guess I gotta go home. Fuck, dude, I really don't want to go home. I don't really want to go home. What's fucking around here? Hold on. Oh, I know where we're gonna go. Yes. What the fuck is it? How do I get there? $31 flavors. 31 flavors. I know where we're gonna go. I know where we're gonna go. Near 31 Flavors is a grocery store I go to. I'll go there. I don't know what time they close though. They may be closed. It's 8 o'clock. Hopefully they don't close at 8. All right, let's talk to 0102 about what's going on with the polls and stuff. There is a lot of new polls out there talking about Trump and MAGA, and there's been massive swings in these polls. I want you to dork into them, find them, talk about them. I think it's like young people, all these, they were up, and now they're like massively down. I want you to go explain or go through all that. Let's go through that. It's near there. I just got that. I'm not going there.
Polling shifts around Donald Trump, the MAGA brand, and young voters represent one of the most dramatic political reversals in recent polling history. After making historical gains with Gen Z and young men during the 2024 presidential election, post-election polling from late 2025 through spring 26 reveals that Trump's approval numbers among young Americans have plummeted underwater across nearly every major subcategory. 1. The 2024 surge versus the 2025-2026 reversal. During the 2024 election, Donald Trump engineered an 18-point rightward shift among young men, ages 18 to 29. Driven largely by economic anxiety, frustration over inflation, and effective outreach through podcasts and digital media. However, recent youth polling indicates that this coalition was far more fragile than initial exit polls suggested. 2024 election baseline gains among young men, plus 1.8 PT shift right. 2025-2026, reversal sharp disapproval spike, minus 34 PT net approval. Key poll breakdowns, poll/source. Demographics tracked. Key findings, Yale Youth Poll, Spring 2026. Voters ages 18 to 34. 57% overall disapproval of Trump nationwide. Disapproval hits 68% among ages 18 to 22, 72% among ages 23 to 29, and 75% among ages 30 to 34. Democrats lead.
Yeah, the other thing too, talk about what's happening with the Tate brothers, the manosphere, and the threats against Trump, and that they're going to reveal a bunch of dirt and stuff. Talk about that, because you have to look at all of the people that follow Nick Fuentes, all of the, all these different groups. Even Rogan is peeling away, and all these others. You've got Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and so on. What other notable right-wing manosphere type podcasters are pulling away from Trump? Yeah, exactly, pro. Exactly. They were manipulated. They were sheep, and they followed their shepherds, their online, groups.
Landscape surrounding Donald Trump, the manosphere, and the broader right-wing ecosystem is undergoing a dramatic fracturing. What was a unified anti-establishment coalition during the 2024 campaign has devolved into an outright ideological civil war across podcasts, social media, and online subcultures. 1. The Tate brothers. Extradition, betrayal, and threats of dirt. The relationship between the Trump administration and Andrew and Tristan Tate has collapsed into open animosity following major legal developments. The Miami arrests. In July 2026, U.S. Marshals arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami under a sealed UK arrest warrant related to 59 criminal charges,
59.
including rape, human trafficking, and sexual assault.
Yeah.
The administration's hardline, despite the Tates previously boasting about ties to
underage pornography too. AI didn't mention that at all.
Trump Jr. and Barron Trump, and receiving backing from right-wing figures while fighting charges in Romania, the White House completely cut them loose. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt issued a blunt no when asked if the president would intervene, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated there was no role for us to play in their extradition.
No.
The dirt and manosphere threats, the Tate's legal team, led by attorney Joseph McBride, publicly warned the Trump administration that abandoning the brothers would destroy the GOP's standing with young men. McBride publicly argued that Tate was a material participant in Trump's 2024 win, and warned that ignoring him would hand future elections to Democrats. Online Tate supporters and manosphere creators accused the White House of a Epstein-style betrayal, threatening to expose alleged back-channel communications and political favors promised during their release from Romania. 2. Nick Fuentes and the Groyper War. White nationalist streamer Nick Fuentes and his Groyper movement have completely broken away from Trump, launching a coordinated campaign against the administration. Critique from the extreme right. Fuentes has repeatedly attacked Trump for failing to deliver on radical promises, famously remarking on stream that his issue with Trump is that he is not Hitler, complaining about insufficient deportations, military escalations, and Wall Street influence. Epstein and Israel rifts. Fuentes has targeted Trump over his support for Israel,
Hitler.
his handling of foreign conflicts in the Middle East, and his initial hesitation to release the full Epstein files. His friendly interview with Tucker Carlson sparked a massive, ongoing debate within conservative media over the movement's direction. 3. High-profile MAGA defections, MTG and Candace Owens, two of Trump's former loudest defenders, have turned into sharp critics. Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG. In a massive political shockwave, MTG publicly questioned if Trump was still America first, attacking his spending policies, his stance on the Epstein Files Transparency Act, and foreign military actions. After Trump revoked his endorsement and berated her on Truth Social, Greene resigned from Congress, officially.
All right, we're gonna go here and do a little shopping here. This is like an upper end grocery store in Japan, right? Look at this lifestyle market. We're gonna go to this super nice high end grocery store, This is where all the rich people go. You know? Damn. This good looking mama right there. Damn. Damn. Oh, they got look. They've got what's it called? Costco's. Fucking A, dude. How much are paper towels in America? What would this go for in America? What would a paper towels go for? Anyone know? Price this out for me. I need a price check. Price check, please. Kirkland Premium Towels. Hurry up. Someone get me a price check in dollars. What would that be? 12 rolls, 160 sheets. $25. Same price then. $15 to $20? 15 to 20? Yeah, so this is 33. It's like $25. It's like $25. I don't know if I should get that. Oh, there's so much MILF here. So much MILF, guys. It's MILF, except for her. That's grandma. I'm horrible. I'm sorry, dude. All right, so how do you get laid going shopping? I'm gonna do a class here today in Japan. How do you meet a Japanese woman and get her number in a grocery store? Look at the expense. I'm just joking, guys. I know you want that, but it's not gonna happen. Look at these grapes. Look at grapes. This is an expensive. Look at this. Look at the watermelon. How much is a watermelon in America? How much do you think this watermelon is? Watermelon. Guys, let's play a game here. Put the price. Put the price. What do you think? What do you think this watermelon is in dollars? Put the price in dollars. What do you think? Look at this watermelon. Right? Nope. Anyone else? Anyone to join? Anyone to join? And the answer is around $28, $27. $27 watermelon. Who won it? Who was the closest? Who won it? I think $27. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? Insane. Yeah. It wasn't $250. Look at the size of these. Look at the size of these kiwis. Look at the size of these kiwis right here. Look at the size of these kiwis. You ever seen kiwis this big? Look at these. There's some big kiwis. Big ass kiwis right there. And the Japanese bread, the Japanese bread. Look, the big loaf of bread, 30% off. Loaf of bread, actually the fresh baked loaf. Look at that. Fresh. Look at this. It's just 3 yen? No, I think it's a third off or something. I don't know. I shouldn't touch the food. Yeah, never touch the food in Japan unless you're gonna buy it. She saw bigger. Look at peaches. You guys want to guess how much peaches are? How about peaches? What do you think peaches cost? All right, put your price in dollars. Look at the size of those peaches right there. Look, these are huge peaches. What do you think, guys? What do you think? How much is a peach? How much is a peach? Total price $5 or $5 each? What? Which one? These are nice looking peaches. Actually, these are actually, look at, these are actually only, these are, wow, these are actually cheap. Look, these are only $5.99. So these are like $3.80. So like a buck 80 each. A buck 80 each. But these over here, that may be a better, let's see, 4. What's 14 divided by 4? That's 3. That's 3. What's this divided by 4? I can't do my math. 1 carry over 12. It's 3 something. 360. This is actually not necessarily a bad deal. These look beautiful though. These look good though. Look at these, look good. These look really nice. God damn. These look so sweet. Look at those. Look at those, so sweet. I shouldn't pick up the food. Do not pick up other people's food. Look at these grapes. Look at this grape here. Wow. A box. All right. Look at these grapes over here. These are seedless. Oh my God. Look at these beautiful grapes. Let's get them. Let's get them. Tomatoes. What huge ones? This is farmer's market. Remember those, remember the garlic? Remember the garlic that I pulled out from the river, right? Remember those garlics I have? These are what these are. Look how expensive they are. They're really expensive. Really expensive. I still have potatoes. Avocados. Where's the discount? I always like to find the discount drawer on here. I'm an idiot? Thanks. I love that. I am an idiot. I'm a fucking clown. I appreciate you recognize before I am. Dude, I embrace being a clown and idiot. I embrace it, dude. You know, my daddy taught me a long time ago, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Mike? Or Mitch? Mitch, you think calling someone an idiot is gonna hurt their feelings? Well, look at this here. That's fish here. This is a Japanese fish market now. All these snails here. I'm looking for a discount. I only buy discount. I only buy discount. Ooh. That like looks like this fish right here. Looks like yellowtail on here. I don't know what fish this is. Hamachi? Is that hamachi? can't read it. Oh, there's my wife's favorite. This is yellowtail right here. This is yellowtail jowl. The jaw of a yellowtail. My wife loves this. I got it for her yesterday though. But look how cheap that is. It's a lot of meat in here for like $1.80. Let's go check out here, look at the tuna. Look at that tuna. They're not discounting any of their sushi though. It's really weird. I mean, the store's gonna close. All this shit should be discounted. It's not discounted. Oh, look at that there. Oh, this is discounted. Look at this. I don't know what it's discounted. It has a thing on it. I think it's discounted. Yeah, it's half price. But they wrote the same fucking price. They discounted it, but they put the same price. Whereas, I don't understand. I don't understand what that they. What, a hamburger? I don't know if that's discount, but I don't know what. I think it's half price. I don't know. I can't read Japanese. すいません。このステッカーは半分？何これ？
これ半額50%オフ。
Oh, 50. はい、50. It is 半分。ね、50% off. All right. My wife will like that. So it is. It's 50% off. All right, 50% off. Look at that. Oh my God, that's some good fish right there. I don't know. I'm going to be 2 hours though. I'm going to have to get ice. Something to keep it cold. I have to get ice. I'm going to put ice in my bag. I'm going to carry ice around in my bag. All right. What else did they have? There was other stuff they had for discount here. It was because I was calling Mikey. Steve, it was because I'm calling Mikey. There you go. This is half price. Look over there. Wow. Look at that half price. Look at this half price. Oh, he's putting half price on everything. Look, follow this guy around. He's like putting half price on stuff. Oh, wow. Let's see what's doing here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Half price. We're just following this guy around. He's the half price guy. So you just chill out. You just chill out here. See what he's doing. And we're the first ones in there on the half price. I'll play his stream. I'll play it. Oh yeah, he's putting half price on everything. This guy's gonna try to cut in on me. Look, he's gonna cut in on me. Look, he's just trying to cut in on me. I'm sitting here. I've got gas just pouring out of my ass right now. I'm creating a vapor barrier around me. Oh my God. Oh, it is stinky right here. It is so goddamn stinky right here. More. I'm creating a... Look at this here. 30% off. Look at this Wagyu. This is Japanese Wagyu. I don't know. It's too, look, 30% off. Oh my God, I did, Rod. 30% off. Look at this, look at, isn't this beautiful steak? Doesn't this look like beautiful steak? This looks like a beautiful steak to me. A little expensive though. A little expensive. That's tongue. But look at the marbling. Look at the marbling in this. Right? Little fillets. I think these are all little fillets. Aren't these little fillets right here? One there. Let's move away so they can blame the kid for the stink. There's a little kid that showed up. It's gonna be. Oh, that looks good. Well, that looks like some good. That there. All right, I think I have everything. Sorry, Cindy. I was just standing there and just gases were just starting to come out. I don't know. I gotta go. I'm getting. Get this here. All right, let's go. Guess I'm gonna have to go home and then come back for Tommy. Shit. It's only been 20 minutes. What is picking up on my phone? Wow. This guy went up 30 cents. This thing went up 30 cents. This is what I used to eat all the time. Plus 30. Price difference. It's so good. I should have bought a ton of it. I know, I do miss my Thai curry. Let's get a couple boxes. Thai curry. I should make my own for that price. Yeah. Oh, there's like a long line here. It's nice food though. Look at this hamburger meat. I like that. Hamburger meat. Ever seen hamburger meat that thick? I'm gonna have to get ice. Do they have an ice? Yeah, they do have an ice thing over there. Oh shit, everyone. Let me just go to the machine. Why does everyone have to do the fucking checkout? All right, let's see if this thing has English.
いらっしゃいませ。有料レジ袋をかけてセット完了。ポイントカードを入れてください。
Let's see here. Oh, you got it.
ラストで。
Oh, last one. Dashi.
カードは
Nine.
ない。
購入する商品のバーコードをガラス面に近づけてください。バーコードのついていない商品は画面左側のボタンから選んでください。459円。購入する商品のバーコードを375円。
Yeah, so it's half price. Half price on there.
200円。340円。450円。399円。
Scan.
購入する商品359円。359円。
You like the
1980円。
zap sound? You like the zap sound it makes? Like a laser drum.
990円。レジ袋の枚数を入力してお支払い方法を選んでください。
どっち？すいません。どっちクレジットカード？どっち？
こっちだった
クレビザ。
ビザクレジット。
クレジットカードを入れてただいま認証中です。しばらくお待ちください。レシートをお取りください。
アイスコリー。
忘れ物がないか確認してください。ご利用ありがとうございました。
Okay. Look, free ice. Grab a couple of these. Do you have two? We got two of these. You guys thought I was gonna leave you? Did you think I was gonna leave you? Did you think I was gonna leave you? How many of you thought I was gonna leave you this then? Oh, undoubtedly is gonna leave us here so we can shop. Look, they have free ice. Look at that, free ice. Do you get free ice in America? Do they give you free ice in America? Huh? Do they? She came over here to help me. Came over and helped me. Free ice. That's nice. Free ice. So if you're going fishing or something, you just come here, you buy something, and you fill up. You get a whole bunch of bags for your fishing. And all right, that's one. Get another one. Dude, they got boxes right here. It costs $170 million. Yeah, here it's free. It costs us nothing. That's so nice that this grocery store, gives you free ice. And then I can grab a box. Look, I can grab a box. So then I can put my bag in my box, right? Create like a thermal barrier. There you go. Look at that. Note to self. All right. Where is I wonder where the toilet. I gotta do a dookie, guys. I gotta do a dookie. I wonder where the toilet probably is up here. I'm gonna leave you guys listening to some music whilst I'm gonna explore and try to find out where's the dookie place. Oh, it's free, baby. It's free, and it comes with an anus spray. The toilets in Japan come with an anus spritzer. You get the anus spritzer. Cindy will tell you all about it. Right, Cindy? All right. Well, at least, look at that. I left my car unlocked with an iPhone 12 Pro sitting on my driver's seat. Can you do that in America? Car unlocked, leave a phone right there on the driver's seat. Leave JBL speakers on the dash, completely door unlocked. Can you do that? Can you do that in America at a grocery store? Can you do that in America at a grocery store? No, move to Japan. All right, let's see, that's connected. Bidet is my bestie. What do you guys want? Music?
Candace.
You guys want music, or do you want listen to some talking? What do you guys want? Music or talk? Vote. Music or talking? Music or talking? Music or talking? 0101. Vote, vote, vote. And you can stare at people. You can stare at people as they leave, right? You can people watch. And people watch. Look at that.
With the uncomfortable truth that you've been sold 10 years of arguments, 10 years of lost friends. The weakest people in America voted for Trump, escalating the bet on a fraud and a dump. They'll follow that man straight over the cliff, 'cause the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. Yeah, the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. 10 years of investment is too much to admit, so they double on down, refuse to quit. Never took accountability, never owned a fault, always playing the victim, throwing someone else the salt. Hey, show the rule, the more that you run, the bigger and scarier the feeling becomes. Trump gave them permission to keep running away, never face the damage at the end of the day. Hey, the weakest people in America voted for Trump, escalating the bet on a fraud and a dump. They'll follow that man straight over the cliff, 'cause the cliff hurts less than the shame of what of that mirror than if everything stopped. More afraid of their feelings and dying on the hill, so they drink down the poison and pay up the bill. They've been defending the problem they've preached. 10 years pretending the truth couldn't be reached. Sunk cost fallacy wrapped in a red hat and a flag. Rather die on the hill than admit they got had. The longer they run, the darker the night, the bigger the shadow they refuse to fight. They'll choose the fall, they'll choose the wall, they'll choose the cliff over reality every time. The weakest people in America voted for Trump, escalating the bet on a fraud and a dump. They'll follow that man straight over the cliff, 'cause the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. Yeah, they'll always choose the fall. Always choose the fall. Always choose the wall. They'll choose the cliff over reality. Yeah, the weakest people voted for Trump. They'll choose the cliff over reality. Yeah. One drop. One drop. Now listen. They told me I was nothing, one drop against the stone. They told me to stay quiet, they told me I'm alone. A single voice means nothing, it drives before it lands. They never watch the sky go black, they never feel it change. But the clouds are getting heavy and the low sky starts to turn. You can feel it in the pressure, you can smell it on the wind. You can't stop the rain, we fall on everything. One drop is nothing, but we are the flood. You built your walls too high, you never dug a drain. You can't stop the rain. Now I found the others, 1,000 on the roof, 1,000,000 in the gutter, and the water's coming through. We were always falling, you just never looked up. Now the river's at your doorstep, and the river's had enough. And the clouds are breaking open, and the street becomes a stream. You can hear it in the thunder, you can't hold back the sea. You can't stop the rain, we fall on everything. One drop is nothing, but we are the flood. You built your walls too high, you never dug a drain. You can't stop the rain. look at him. Mouth droops.
All right, we're back. We're back. I guess we're gonna head home and feed the wife.
How far gone is too far gone?
They come back, dude. Tommy's gonna be like 2 hours. It's only been an hour on there. Ah. Yeah, I guess we'll go home. What are you talking about? Ice? You have ice in your neighborhood?
Been in decline for a long damn time. Every day he's worse, every day he slips. Even his ass can't believe the shit that keeps falling out his lips. Some call it sundowning, others call it going south. Brain is leaking out his ears, garbage pouring from his mouth. Will they ever tell the truth? But we gotta wait until the hurt. Whole world sees he's lost his mind, and every day he's getting worse. So far gone, thinks they love him still. So far gone, gotta beat the pills. Burns his friends, that's the Mad King way. Allies counting down his final day. UFC sweating on the grass. Oprah's drooling at that sweaty ass, and he thinks he's in control. Says the world loves us, that's a lie. Hope that it hates us, wonder why. China past us, we're a joke. Economy's choking, going broke. Allies, bailing flags come down. Whole world laughing at the clown. Waves and grins while cities burn. Too damn stupid, he won't learn. Rock a low historic shame. Blames everyone but his own name. King of nothing, brain is mush. Flush this turd, flush, flush, flush. So far gone, don't know the year. So far gone, don't know why he's here. Draw a clock, name the day, count it down. He's got the codes and they're asking if he's.
You know, I don't know. I think, well, the reports was what Pirro, she left the White House with a box. So that doesn't look good. They cleaned out her desk. Obviously, she had a desk in the White House, and they were like, clean that out. You're not welcome here anymore. You've got a red card. But with the I don't know what the latest with the Iran war. What's happening with Iran? Let's have 0102 give us a breakdown. All right, I want your update for this week. What's happening with Omar, Iran? I want you to dork into all of the documentation, do advanced search options. I don't want you just reading the surface. I want you going deep into what's actually happening, what kind of deals, Saudi Arabia, what's happening there. I think Pakistan and Saudi Arabia may have a deal or something. I don't know. I want you to, give us an update. Also, what's happening with the short-term bonds, long-term bonds. Also, the jobs report thing. We're supposed to we've lost jobs. Outline all the jobs. I mean, this is all recession, right? Stuff. And what's happening, with the with the large companies, AI. Is there any news on that? I know Meta had to pay a bunch of money. So dork into all of this. Give us a report. How's things playing back? Any update on the strategic oil reserves, stuff like that? What's the latest numbers on that? Yeah, go ahead. Give us an update. All right, let's get an update. What's happening in the world? Zeroing down on the Iraq War and all that other good stuff. As we drive home to feed the wife, and then I got to come back down here, dude. It's kind of stupid.
Politics, Middle East alliances, and Hormuz transit. Oman-Iran shipping negotiations and Hormuz conditions. Temporary transit agreement. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated that Tehran and Muscat are very close to finalizing an agreement on a temporary transit route through the Strait of Hormuz to manage commercial maritime traffic. Iran's conditions for reopening. On August 8, 2026, Iran's Supreme National Security Council and Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, spokesperson Hossein Mohebi, clarified that any full reopening of the waterway is separate from the Oman talks and remains contingent on the U.S. accepting Iran's conditions. Key Iranian demands. Tehran's demands include a permanent end to military actions against Iran and its regional allies, a timeline for ending economic sanctions, and compensation for damages. The MAGA Joint Defense Agreement, August 7, 2026. NATO-style collective security pact. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
All right, does that sound like capitulation to me? Does that sound like America has to agree with our terms? All right? This is us losing, people. This is them dictating terms. Not Washington, them. Because, you know, they can just keep this shit closed for fucking ever. They can keep it closed forever. And there's nothing America can do about it. So what was it again? You gotta compensate. So obviously there's gonna be fees and tolls and everything else. I'll have it deep dive into that more. All right, let's listen about the agreements going on too.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif signed the MAGA Joint Defense Agreement in Mecca. Core provision. The treaty stipulates that an armed attack against any one of the three signatory states shall be regarded as an attack against all three, establishing a formal collective deterrence alliance. Strategic integration. This trilateral pact builds upon the September 2025 Saudi-Pakistan Strategic Mutual Defense Agreement, which brought Saudi Arabia under Pakistan's nuclear umbrella, while integrating Turkey's defense manufacturing capabilities into the alliance. U.S. macroeconomy, jobs report and bond yields, July 2026. Jobs report contraction. Released August 7, 2026. Unexpected net job losses. U.S. non-farm payrolls unexpectedly fell by 23,000 jobs in July 2026, missing economist projections of an 83,000 job gain. Sharp downward revisions. Job growth figures for prior months were revised downward by a combined 103,000 jobs. May was revised down.
Like, all these economists know they can't give Trump bad numbers, right? All these economists know that they have to lie. They have to lie and tell Trump, oh no, we're going to have 80. And then they got to go, oh, I guess we made a mistake. Those bitches should be fired. You know, no one can lie at Trump until the independent figures come out, you know. Everyone has to lie for Trump, for his fucking ego, since it's so fragile. You know, since he's wearing a wig now. Trump in his wig. The monster on Trump's head.
63,000, and June was revised down to plus 20,000. Sector breakdown. Job losses were concentrated in local government education, minus 50,000, and retail, minus 19,000. Private sector gains were limited to healthcare, plus 30,000. Unemployment rate held steady at 4.1%. Primarily driven by workforce exits. July 2026, labor market revisions. Summary, initial/projected estimate, actual/revised figure. July jobs expected, plus 83,000 July actual, minus 23,000 May jobs initial, plus 129,000 May revised, plus 63,000 June jobs initial, plus 57,000 June revised, plus 20,000.
All right, something I don't want you doing is regurgitating. If you say something once, I don't want you saying it again, all right? Also remember that I'm listening, so doing charts and other things are a waste of time. You know, I want to listen. Make it succinct, make it interesting, right? Dork into it. What's the Omar and Iran? Are they going to be initializing a fee? Right? Dork really into the agreement. What is Trump saying about the Iran war? Also, what's our situation dealing with armaments? Isn't there like a call for making more munitions and stuff by the White House? Aren't they in denial? I mean, when you think about it, and also tell me what's the drone production for Iran? What is it? Well, how many drones are they producing every month? And how many of the munitions that we need to shoot them down are we producing? I just never know how many drones Iran is producing. I think it's like in the thousands per week, per month on there.
And Oman have established a temporary framework to manage shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. But the battle over fees remains the primary point of friction. Iran initially demanded a mandatory transit toll equivalent to 5% of cargo value. The U.S. rejected
5%.
paying any tolls, resulting in a temporary, fee-free 60-day agreement where Iran coordinates inbound traffic while Oman manages outbound traffic closer to its coast. While this agreement establishes routing controls, Iranian officials maintain it does not constitute a full reopening of the waterway until broader political demands are met. President Trump publicly downplays the severity of the crisis, claiming the Strait of Hormuz is sort of open right now, and signaling that a broader deal with Tehran is close. Addressing the war's progress, Trump previously told European allies to go get your own oil and defend their own shipping lanes, while privately pressuring regional partners to reach a resolution. On the topic of weapons stockpiles, Trump pushed back against reports of a severe munitions crunch, insisting the U.S. has a, quote, virtually unlimited supply of standard munitions, though admitting that elite, precision-guided weaponry is a little bit tighter. Despite public claims that stockpiles remain deep, the White House quietly invoked Section 708 of
Tommy's nearly done. Well, we'll go this way. What are we talking about, Joe? All right. We're talking about Iran. He's talking about beef. No, this shit ain't going to come down. Why would, I mean, what groceries have ever gone back down in price? Once prices are established at a certain level, prices don't go down, Joe. Prices don't go down. Why would this, conglomerate of beef sellers, I mean, it's a fucking cartel. It's not the cattle people, you know. It's the resellers of the meat they own. There's only like 3 of them. All of the fucking meat in in America is processed by like 3 companies. They don't bring shit down. It never fucking goes down. All the prices are up. Prices don't go down, dude. Once they establish, right? I have a question. Have you noticed, maybe, as prices gone down in Walmart on stuff since tariffs boosted them up, have they gone back down at all? Or are they still at the same price? You tell me. I'm not in America. I don't know. Did they go back down? Did milk go back down? I was just American. I was just in a grocery store, dude. I was in a grocery store, showing, big watermelons and farting. I was doing lots of gas and I was doing gas in the grocery store. It was to behold. I was leaving a gas trail. Where the fuck am I going here? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I just did a big fucking circle. I don't know what I did. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know. What the hell? I don't know how I did this. Alright, let's get through this light. Just did a big circle. Oh, boy. What a fucking waste. I could have just turned around and come back down here. I tried to get on a road over there, and then I'm doubling back around. Should have kept going straight. It was a fartation, Big Mama. It was fart. Oh my God, it was the stinkiest fart. I mean, whatever it was coming out. What did I eat that would make it smell like that? Pancakes. I don't know what it was. Something. Anyway. I got lots of fruit. What the hell is this thing? Oh, okay, right here. What? I think. Oh, right here. I think I want to. Fuck, I'm going to cut right here. I don't want to go all the way down there. I want to go that way and double back. Let's see where this takes me. I don't know where that goes. Don't know where that goes. How about here? How about here? Let's turn right here. Turn right here. Anyway, let's get some music going. Finish the report.
1950 Defense Production Act. Rather than forcing private factories to manufacture goods, this specific order grants competing defense contractors antitrust immunity so they can pool supply chains and address critical production bottlenecks, particularly for solid rocket motors. The industrial math highlights a severe cost and volume mismatch. Iranian drone production. Iran manufactures roughly 300 to 500 Shahed series kamikaze drones per month at a unit cost of $20,000 to $50,000. U.S. interceptor production. The U.S. produces approximately 20 to 25 Patriot PAC-3 interceptors per month, around 250 to 300 per year, with each interceptor costing between $1.5 million and $4 million. The asymmetric deficit. Iran builds more cheap attack drones in a single month than the United States Defense Industrial Base produces surface-to-air interceptors in an entire year, forcing U.S. forces to expend multi-million-dollar missiles against low-cost.
Yep. Yeah, so 300 the Shahed. So what was it 300? It was 325 or something versus our 6. So you understand the asymmetric we're up against on that? On there.
Where the market used to stand.
Oh.
He did not sign the contract. He did not make the plan. A stranger saw the missile. A stranger made the kill. A stranger pockets millions. And the father pays the bill. Our suffering is funny to the men who make the money. The merchants of war get fat on our dead and they just laugh, laugh, laugh. They make a profit, we pay in blood. They make a killing, graves in the mud. We carry.
It doesn't matter how much a drone costs. Frenchie, John Paul. Why doesn't it matter? I should let him. You hit him.
They will sell the war as freedom.
Why doesn't it matter how much a drone costs? I'm trying to wrap my brain around that statement by Frenchie. All right? Yeah, I'm just curious, Frenchie, why doesn't it matter? I put him on 10 seconds. Frenchie, why doesn't it matter? I'm actually really curious for you to explain it to me, Frenchie. Why doesn't it matter that it costs just $20,000? They make $350 a month versus our $6. Can you? Sorry, Rod, it's your jam.
Stay loud. Stay loud.
Frenchie.
This radio stream proudly supports theraidpodcast.org.
I like this tune. Janice, I like this tune.
We will not be silenced.
Raid, it's good.
No nos callarán. Families taken, doors kicked in. One journalist stands his truth. Will not kneel.
Hey, Red Dog. Hey, MAGA. Oh. Nurse is not playing around.
Ice won't stop.
Oh, MAGA's dead.
Won't die.
MAGA's dead, guys. Guys, if you're in MAGA, it's dead. It's fucking dead movement. It's dead.
Please visit
Yeah, check out the Raid
theraidpodcast.org. When you build a whole life on running from the feeling,
There you go.
you will do anything, believe any lie. The weakest people in America, all lined up for one man, not for a vision,
I like this song.
not for a plan.
No.
They built their whole lives leaving the feeling behind, experiential avoidance, that's the bind. You burn every bridge, let every truth die, just so you never have to sit in the cold with the uncomfortable truth that you've been sold. 10 years of arguments, 10 years of lost friends. The weakest people in America voted for Trump, escalating the bet on a fraud and a dump. They'll follow that man straight over the cliff, 'cause the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. Yeah, the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. 10 years of investment,
Let's
too
turn
much
around.
to admit, so they double on down, refuse to quit. They never took accountability, never owned a fault, always playing the victim, throwing someone else the salt. Hey, show the rule, the more that you run, the bigger and scarier the feeling becomes. Trump gave them permission to keep running away, never face the damage at the end of the day. Hey, the weakest people in America voted for Trump, escalating the bet on a fraud and a dump. They'll follow that man straight over the cliff, 'cause the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. Yeah, the cliff hurts less than the shame of what if. Hey! They don't have a plan for the future ahead, don't even know where Friday night's led. Ain't moving forward 'cause they believe in the light. They're just terrified to turn around in the night. Looking back at the path and the hurt they have caused, more scared of that mirror than if everything stopped, more afraid of their feelings and dying on the hill, so they drink down the poison and pay up the bill. They've been defending the problem they've preached, 10 years pretending the truth couldn't be reached. Sunk cost fallacy rap
darker the night, the bigger the shadow. They refuse to fight. They'll choose the fall, they'll choose the wall, they'll choose the cliff over reality every time. The weakest people in America voted for Trump.
What's the guy's name for this? Who is this? Who inspired this, JS? I wanted to listen to the talk. You said he had a new talk.
It was Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein. We gotta listen to Jeffrey.
She was the escort of Jeffrey Epstein. That's how she met Donald Trump.
Alright. Here's a $50 haircut. Let's see this. Let's see this $50 haircut.
Do you have cash?
Huh?
Do you have cash?
No, I didn't get money. He doesn't take credit card? Why didn't you tell me? I only have 1,000 yen. I didn't get money. Let's go to the store and come back. He doesn't take credit card? Huh? He's like, I'll pay with credit card, and now he's like, the guy doesn't take credit card. Fuck, dude, it's gonna cost me $50 for a goddamn haircut.
You're no lady, you're just shady. You were just a call girl. Amanda told us all, girl. Now we're gonna watch you fall, girl. You were just a call girl.
Yeah, it doesn't take he doesn't take credit cards, dude. He doesn't want to pay taxes on that $50.
You stood at the podium, denied it all. Never knew Jeffrey, but receipts don't stall. $1 billion lawsuit, you tried to shut.
Who's worth it?
Prince Andrew's biographer gave you the crown.
Who's worth it?
Before you shared Don's ring, a transaction for you, not a love thing. From Melania North to Melania Trump, you wrote that Lolita Express to the top of the stuff. You had that Holly call ice when she wouldn't fold. You deported the witness, but the story's told. She said, I got nothing left to lose in life. Now your whole world's crumbling under the knife. You're no lady, you're just shady. You were just a call girl. Amanda told us all, girl. Now we're gonna.
No one's worth a fucking $50 haircut. I'm sorry, dude. If you got a, you know, I don't know. I don't. Hair is fucking hair. I shave. Look, my hair's actually getting look. Saw Melania's pussy, now you're gay. Lucky for me, Rod.
She watched you play first lady for the press, while the man who made you couldn't care less. Fake fuck Christian pedo loving Nazi. You're in the rose garden acting all bossy. Jeffrey's dead, but the story lives on.
Huh? We need to go to the store?
No,
Huh?
it's okay.
Huh?
I pay.
Oh, shit. Look at hair. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Look at that. God damn. Look at that.
I didn't get a perm.
How much was it?
5,000.
How much was the perm?
4,300.
Yeah, you don't need no fucking perm, dude. You're handsome. You're just gonna get a perm. I think it's a wave, not a perm. We call it a wave or something.
Wave?
Huh?
Wave?
I think a wave. Perm, usually you got like rollers in your hair and
No,
shit.
not like
That's a
that.
perm. Yeah, he's good looking, just like me, Rod. He's a woman killer. Or a dude killer. I used to have so many dudes hot on me. Ugh. You know, I love being the crazy hot blonde at the gay bar that you'll never fucking fuck. Right? The ego in that, being the crazy hot chick in the gay bar, right? That everyone wants but they'll never have. Dude, I love that. That's the business right there. Having every guy wanting on you, but they ain't getting you. There you go.
How far gone is too far gone?
I was better looking, Cindy. I was better looking. Maybe not. He's got that Asian. He's got that cool. He got that cool. What's his name? Who was Bruce Lee's son, right? Is that Bruce Lee?
Half his brain already died. Obama's president in his head. Most of his neurons already dead. Can't tell Iceland from Greenland. Can't hold a glass with his own hand. 80 years old, rotten antique. Drools on the pump that can't even speak. So far gone, don't know the year. So far gone, don't know why he's here. Draw a clock, name the day. Count it down, he's got the codes. And asking if he's sound. Been in decline for a long damn time. Every day he's worse, every day he slips. Even his ass can't believe the shit that keeps falling out his lips. Some call it sun-counted, others call it going south. Brain is leaking out his ears, garbage pouring from his mouth. Will they ever tell the truth? But we gotta wait until the hearse. Whole world sees he's lost his mind, and every day he's getting worse. So far gone, thinks they love him still. So far gone, gotta be the pills. Burns his friends at the Macking way. Allies counting down his final day. UFC sweating on the grass. So pair of drooling at the sweaty ass, and he thinks he's in control. Says the world loves us, that's a lie. Whole planet hates us, wonder why. China passed us, we're a joke. Economy's choking, going broke. Allies bailing, facts come down. Whole world laughing at the clown. Waves and grins while cities burn. Too damn stupid, he won't learn. Record low, historic shame. Blames everyone but his own name. Kingdom nothing, brain is mush. Flush this turd, flush, flush, flush. So far gone, don't know the year. So far gone, don't know why he's here. Draw a clock, name the day. Count it down, he's got the code. And they're asking if he sounds.
Tell Mikey.
That's what he swore.
Ask Mikey to check for rice. There's no rice, make rice. What the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's like 10 miles per hour. That guy was going like 10 miles per hour on a road that everyone goes 80 on. If there's not rice, make rice.
かける厳しいあでも俺でしか食べて
It's a female singer. Hey, when it's a female singer, I gotta put lipstick on to do my karaoke. I was supposed to do karaoke tonight with Mama. Mama wanted to do karaoke tonight. We'll have to do this karaoke. So far gone. Maybe his car's dying? What do you mean my car's dying?
One drop. Now listen.
You guys see me? Type 1 if you can see me.
They told me I was nothing. One drop against the stone. They told me to stay quiet. They told me I'm alone. A single voice means nothing. It drives before it lands. They never watch the sky go black.
But yeah, maybe his car was dying. He didn't look like it was dying. Hey, what's the name of that guy that song's about? Gene something. I can't find it. his name? Trump is done. Let's listen to this.
The United States is prepared to lift its naval blockade of Iranian ports, which allows for roughly 20% of the world's oil to start passing through the strait again.
There's something so funny about this, by the way. They've already started talking about alternatives. And there's a likelihood that this Turkey, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia commitment is more so than a security commitment, but instead one that will hopefully, from their perspective, find new routes to transit oil through underground pipelines. And the reason why they have to do that is because they've just given up on the strait. Scott Bessent straight up was like, we're done. The strait is cooked. Now, in the interim, there's not really much you can do about it. Like, there's a total realignment happening here, very different security commitments taking place, taking shape right now, largely because of America's incompetence, largely because America decided to lean into what Israel wanted, right? And everyone is pissed off. Everyone's frustrated, everyone's angry. Here's the problem. Oil pipelines can still blow up, okay? That's number one. Two, it will take a decade to build these pipelines and start rerouting oil through said pipelines. So what are we gonna do for a decade? What's the rest of the world gonna do for a decade? Even if their goal is to render the strait to basically something inconsequential, there is not enough time to be able to accomplish this. There's simply not enough time to accomplish this. I think there's also a separate goal. Obviously, pipelines have limitations as well. Oil tankers, there's a reason why we still use oil tankers not pipelines. Oil tankers are far more efficient. It's the most efficient mode of transit. You can put far more barrels on tankers and keep feeding them through the strait, as opposed to the finite amount that can transit through these pipelines. What's really interesting is what this spells. What this spells is America has basically realized it's lost the war. They haven't admitted it yet. I don't know what stage of grief we're at now, because we were in denial, and I think now we're bargaining, but we are certainly far from acceptance. We're in the bargaining phase. Basically, you know, Dan Kane has come out and openly revealed that we have to put an end to this. I mean, as you guys know, Dan Kane and many of the other generals in Trump's orbit were obviously never a fan of this action, but they followed through on it. There's also the military as an institution. I've talked about this before, where, like, remember when I said no general wants to put their name next to a spectacular failure of a military campaign when they know it's most likely going to fail. Dan Kane was Trump's most loyal general. He was the highest ranking guy who was willing to do his bidding. And now, given the operational constraints, given the lack of tools that we have at our disposal to continue waging this war without tremendous cost, and by that I don't mean dollar signs. When I say tremendous cost, I'm talking about casualties. I'm talking about additional assets that we will lose. Because like I said, the only way to escalate going forward is when you've already depleted your Tomahawk missiles, your standoff munitions, you just have to throw pilots and fighter jets in the direction of Iranian anti-air defenses. It's not going to happen. It's too costly. It would be a heavy price, one that I don't think Trump is interested in paying. There is no secret sauce here. There's no secret weapon. There's no secret sauce. There's no alternative. There's only two ways out of this, which is de-escalation or escalation, and escalation has no guarantee. So Iran holds all the cards. Iran established primacy over the Strait of Hormuz, and Iranian allies, the Houthis, causing a lot of trouble in Bab el-Mandeb, the other strait. In the process, we've lost, this is the most conservative estimate, $40 billion on the military operations, according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies report by Time Magazine. $26 billion allocated to munitions, including $18.5 billion in specific ammunition categories. And the equipment estimates are too low, says Amir Hassan. They probably lost 35 Mark MQ-9s, that's $1 billion. Add in the AN/FPS 132 radar and cutter, and you're already at their lower bound of $2 billion, including MQ-4C tankers, F-35, F-15s, A-10s, helicopters, transport planes, E-3 Sentry, and all the other radars.
all the military
Something he
bases.
forgot was also the AWACS system. I mean, I guess E3 is AWACS. E3 is AWACS, right? Never mind. But he didn't mention the numerous Strato tankers. E3 is the E3 Sentry is the AWACS, but he didn't mention the Strato tankers. So there's the Strato tankers that got destroyed in the Al Udeid Air Base. There's the Strato tankers that got destroyed, or one of them basically landed without its radar thing up on its tail. Yeah, the one E3 is like, I think 500 million, 700 million. Someone said in the chat. These are very, very costly pieces of equipment. I mean, the AWACS stuff is really cool, irreplaceable even at any rate, say Patriots, even if the military and Trump were willing that anti-air systems could pepper some of these planes. Like, guaranteed air superiority is a necessity for Israel to conduct their operations, because they're very shy about allowing their soldiers to die or get captured, God forbid. There's just no shot. Or sorry, air superiority is the lower version of supremacy. I apologize. I fucked up the terms. Anyway, what's been really funny watching the American government try to push the Defense Production Act on Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, all these other providers to really improve their procurement strategies to re-up and rearm the military has been really funny.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, oh, we got plenty. We got so many weapons. Defense, Procurement Act. We need all these companies making more weapons. I mean, Trump, no one believes Trump, anything that comes out of Trump anymore.
Like, they just want the defense industry to conduct alchemy. The Pentagon is now giving defense contractors 21 days to come up with ways to dramatically accelerate weapons production as the Iran war continues to eat through U.S. stockpiles. Deputy Defense Secretary Steve Feinberg directed industry to propose faster delivery schedules, increased production, and investments in new manufacturing capacity. The scale of the depletion is significant. Now, what's funny about this also is that this isn't even for Iran. You might think this is for Iran. This is not for Iran. This is for American defenses going forward. They have to re-up and rearm so that they have sufficient missiles to defend the homeland. I think things are going to get very interesting as time continues, because the military is an organized unit in of itself. And as you recall, I've talked about how, as I mentioned earlier, generals don't want to put their name on certain missions, certain campaigns, because they care about that. But it's a bureaucratic process in it.
I said that October, November, if China is going to make a move on Taiwan, remember, I said this last year. I made the prediction that if China is going to make a move on Taiwan, they're going to do it around October, early November, right before the elections, right? That'd be the perfect time. And the fact that we don't have ammunitions, we've moved carrier fleets from Japan, we've moved missiles from Korea. I mean, we have completely deteriorated our offensive capability in Asia. And I think if they're going to make a move, they're going to, I don't know, China. If I was China, what I would do is I would do a Venezuela. I'd fly in there with my special forces, fly right to the capital, right, and arrest all of the politicians. Just fly there and arrest them and say you are violating Chinese law. Taiwan is part of China. We're arresting all of you, okay? But we're not going to touch the fabs or anything else. We're just arresting these people. They'll just do a Venezuela on it. I don't know if they could get in there without getting their asses blown up, though. But if they could do get in there and get arrest the president of Taiwan. I don't know. But I think I'm holding to that October. If they're going to go October. And this supports this, the fact that we're so fucked with our military now.
And I would go so far as to say the American military is probably the last remaining institution that kind of works in this country. And unfortunately for them, let's be real, capitalism and enshittification has also taken root within the American military, specifically because so much of the military relies on private enterprise, whether it be defense contractors, whether it be the entire backbone of the ammo. Everything comes from private industry. And private industry within the military industrial complex is filled to the brim with defense bloat. This is part of the reason why it's unbelievably costly, unbelievably slow. And if we're fighting a foreign adversary that's fighting a war of survival, very clear that we don't have the capacity to dominate them militarily. That's where we're at right now. So what they're demanding, what the American government is demanding, is basically alchemy. Okay, they're like, do magic, please. You know, find a way to materialize more missiles. I don't know how they would be able to do this. I don't know what the possible scenario here is. Complex is this. I just don't think that they're gonna follow through on this. I don't even.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right, guys, gonna make dinner for the family. What was the name? Gene Beazle? What was the guy's name? All right. And Mama's got extra ice. Mama, did you get your water? Oh, she's passed out. Are you hungry? Mama! Mama! Are we going to karaoke? Are we doing karaoke? You said karaoke tonight. Let's go. Are you hungry? What? Nani?
They could follow Iran if they wanted.
Ay, tomoke. Ay, kaste.
And it's definitely getting to a pressure point. I just mean, I don't see them getting out of this situation at all. And once we move past the bargaining phase to the... There's gonna be a lot of slinging. Because I don't think Dan Kane wants to carry the cost and the burden and the blame for Trump and Israel's war against Iran. Now, of course, you still got New York Post saying Trump's best option on Iran's nuclear program is to bomb the tunnel entrance of Pickaxe. In other words, a symbolic W. Pickaxe is even deeper than the other facilities. The top U.S. General, Dan Kane, has recently sidebarred with some of those key like-minded Trump advisors in an effort to facilitate interagency coordination and ensure they are on the same page ahead of meetings with the president. The aim has been to make clear the limitations and pitfalls of the available military options, including those that do not involve putting U.S. boots on the ground, the sources said. Kane is coaching other people around Trump on how to properly explain to him that destroying Iran's energy infrastructure is a bad idea. All the while, Iran is obviously cutting side deals with Oman, and Iran has successfully dealt with Oman, basically de facto control over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran controls the entry and exit. Iran will not allow Israel or American ships to transit through the Strait of Hormuz unless they pay Iran, not a toll necessarily, which they are going to charge. I believe it's around 7%. That's the number that they arrived at for, you know, an environmental fee, security fee, 5%. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, 7% of the cargo is the number that they arrived at. A processing fee, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. You can call it a toll if you want. Ticketmaster Iran, Ayatollah, Payatollah, that sort of situation.
Ayatollah, Payatollah.
Iran is not going to allow U.S. and Israeli ships to transit through the Strait of Hormuz, and everyone else is going to pay 7%. Now, of course, the initial Iranian toll before the Memorandum of Understanding or during the Memorandum of Understanding, ironically enough, was 2%. So every time they gain more leverage, they understandably increase their demands because that's how it works. This is precisely the reason why I kept saying it's time to pull out. And before we went in, I said, do not go in. And then after we went in, I said, pull out now. And yet everybody said, we got contingencies, little bro. It turns out we don't. Here are some of the other Iranian demands. The Strait of Hormuz will not be open until the United States corrects its behavior. Correcting behavior means never threatening Iran or insulting the sacred values of this nation in any language. That's funny, in any language. Ending, once and for all, any war and aggression against Iran and its allies in Lebanon, Palestine, Yemen, and Iraq. Lifting the naval blockade and withdrawing its see, they added Palestine. Before it was it was Lebanon. Now it's Lebanon, Palestine, Yemen, and Iraq. Lifting the naval blockade and withdrawing its military forces, naval and air, from the vicinity of Iran, pulling out from the bases, which they, by the way, de facto have pulled out to a great degree because Iran just, blew up a lot of these bases. So Americans were forced to retreat anyway. A lot of their assets were panic shipped in, which then they started blowing up there as well. We'll probably go to Israel, sit in a hangar there, fully compensating Iran for the damages caused by the too aggressive and imposed wars, lifting the unjust and illegal sanctions against the Iranian people, unconditionally releasing the assets that have been blocked and stolen from the Iran people. So this is pretty easy to understand. These were the demands. I guess these demands were more reasonable during the negotiations process before America decided to decapitate Iranian leadership and execute IRGC High Command. And then, if you notice the trend, this is Iran's terms of surrender for America. These are the demands of the Iranian people, they say, who have voiced them for 160 days in the streets and squares. The Supreme National Security Council will never compromise, whether in war or negotiations. And especially since Iran said, we decide the tempo, and started striking at Jordan. An American lack of response to these demands could cause Iran to start peppering Jordan again. New York Times, of course, covered this, saying Iran issues a list of demands, dampening hopes of reopening the strait. This was, of course, Scott Besson.
Shortly, maybe even today, tomorrow, we are going to see an agreement, 30, 60-day ceasefire, and strait will be open. Energy prices should come down.
That was on August 7th. Here he is on August 4th, 3 days prior to August 7th.
There is a chance we may have a deal today or tomorrow to open this, and I think there is a chance we may have a deal today or tomorrow to open the strait.
Here's August 6th.
Do you want the Strait of Hormuz?
Moving along good. Very good, very good, very good. So yeah, as I've said over and over again, Trump can manipulate the markets, but he can't out-yap a significant shortage of a hard commodity necessary for global survival. That is trade. It's just not going to happen. Donald Trump is destroying the world. At least, we're our most important ally. Let's see what Ben Shapiro's brilliant mind came up with yesterday.
There are things that could be done that range from striking their energy facilities and walking away to allowing our allies in the region, ranging from Israel to Saudi Arabia to UAE, to have oversight over these particular areas. I think we could probably just walk away, retain the sanctions, and then let the Europeans, Japanese, and Chinese deal with the Strait of Hormuz. I think the worst case scenario here is cutting a bad deal that ends with Iran in a position to rebuild with control over the strait. And that's the thing that I'm concerned about.
Well, you just said you would relinquish control over the Strait of Hormuz to Iran, but you're then concerned about it. But what's really interesting is we have no say, Ben. We have the process, Ben. The question remains, you and what army? Are you going to go over there and open it?
Okay, are you concerned about it for both the welfare of the United States and Israel? Is there a nexus there? Because obviously Iran wants to wipe out every Jew on the planet.
Oh, God. Yeah, obviously. I mean, definitely.
Oh, they want to wipe out every Jew on the planet.
Iran. What are you saying, you boomer?
So, I mean, obviously there's a crossing of streams there. My predominant interest is obviously that the United States wishes for there not to be a nuclear Iran. This is something the president has said over and over again. Obviously, there are other allies in the region that are threatened by Iran, including Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait, all of which have been active in this conflict. And so I think there sometimes an attempt to say that the only interest in the region is the Israeli interest, and that if you are in favor of the president ending the conflict victoriously, it must only be on Israel's behalf. A strange contention, given the fact that I'm sure that if you ask Prime Minister Netanyahu what he would want, and you just, what would he want in a utopian world, the answer presumably would be the toppling of the Iranian regime using whatever possible force is necessary, which is not something that I've actually called for. So,
in my opinion, this is the best the Israelis are hoping for now. Blow another huge chunk of the remaining TLAMs and JSSMs on a blatant war crime. Watch Iran destroy all the oil infrastructure in the region in response and have the U.S. force retreat. The stupidest possible outcome for everyone but them. It would accomplish absolutely nothing towards the return to the previous status quo with Hormuz, but it sure would make Iranians suffer, which is what they're looking for. That would be the worst option. The Guardian has said that Iran hopes to deal Trump a blow in the midterms. Iran has set out a protracted negotiation timetable designed to keep Donald Trump embroiled in Iran conflict until the midterm elections in the hope of inflicting the same ruinous blow on his presidency as Jimmy Carter suffered over the 1979-1981 U.S.
That's what I just
crisis.
said.
Now, the difference there is Iran was in direct coordination with the Republicans at the time. That was direct coordination with the foreign adversary, but of course that was the Republicans. They get to do that. Can you imagine a world where the Democratic Party, through back channels, coordinating with the IRGC? Just think about that world. The GOP would literally murder every Democrat in the country. They would just literally line up every Democrat and murder them. But it's funny because Trump will probably look to this and claim that the Democrat Party is cooperating with Iran anyway. Right now, more than 5,000 sailors and Marines are stuck aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln in the 9th month of a deployment that was supposed to last 7, supporting military operations against Iran that Congress never authorized. Their families are begging someone to listen. Moldy showers, broken toilets, no hot water for weeks, meals that came down to half a cup of rice and 2 tortillas, a ship's store out of soap, deodorant, and toothpaste. Sailors so worn down that according to one family member, the ship's own doctor warned they need to reach port soon or people are going to start losing their mind. Don't join the military. Do not join the military. I'm sorry to say, I told you. Do not join the military. Back in April, when families first raised the alarm, Pete Hegseth missed the reports as fake news. These are people we asked to serve in one of the most dangerous workplaces on earth, the flight deck of a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. They and their families. A war of plunder, a simulated war of plunder. Big Oil told the president days after the Maduro raid that the country was nigh used for plunder that I have ever experienced in the last 13 years of my professional political commentary media career. I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable. A CSIS estimate cited by the Washington Post puts global Patriot inventory down from roughly 2,200 before the war, while THAAD inventories have fallen from 452 to fewer than 278. Mark Ames says, math problem. Russia produced ballistic missiles faster than the West can make the intercept. This year, Russia's fired 650 ballistic missiles at Ukraine. That is more than the number of PAC-3 interceptors delivered worldwide all of last year. The only thing we know about Iran missiles and missile production is that D.C. and the media, relying on D.C. for figures, has wildly underestimated IRI missile numbers and capabilities, deliberately underestimated, while also having to encourage Trump. Yeah, all it took was for Donald Trump to have a successful military operation in Venezuela and then Israel to strike on that opportunity when he was riding off his own supply. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. That's it. When was this? March 1st. He doesn't do lives on YouTube. He did a March 1st live.
Sometimes when I watch Donald Trump and his administration in action, I think of that great movie by Jordan Peele. Nope. I mean, he's gone there again. He just lost 6-3 or 5-4, depending upon how you count it, on birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution back in June, in an opinion written by John Roberts, the Chief Justice. But he's back. Now he thinks that because Brett Kavanaugh, who concurred with the decision but came up with a different statutory basis, he didn't believe the 14th Amendment with the birthright citizenship, but he found it in a statute. It was Brett Kavanaugh, the great concurrer, wrote Congress to create new exceptions to birthright citizenship. Trump is basically urging Congress to come up with new exceptions by writing an executive order that bars from birthright citizenship whole categories of people that John Roberts just got through telling him
or do you want I got grapes, kiwi, and I have a peach.
Birthright citizens of the United States. In fact, the Supreme Court was trying to shut down all of the off-ramps for Donald Trump, and he's busy creating new ones. Wait till I read you the new executive order, which is going to be on a fast track. I mean, by the time this hot take hits tomorrow, on Sunday morning, by early next week, I am sure the states led by the attorneys general who are Democratic are going to have filed a suit in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Jersey, the state of Washington, California, New Jersey, you name it, to get a case on fast track up to the United States Supreme Court once again on birthright citizenship. Here we are again. It usually happens that he issues executive orders, Trump, when he's had a terrible week or month or ministry in terms of results. He had a terrible Friday. Job numbers are abysmal. Polling numbers are record low. He knows he's going to lose the midterms. The Senate just took their recess without passing his Iran funding bill measure, nor passing the voter ID law. And so what does he do? He starts issuing all sorts of executive orders, this time about birth tourism and birthright citizenship. And it's completely at odds with what Chief Justice Roberts wrote for the majority. It all stems from Kavanaugh. Follow my lead here on Legal AF. I'm Michael Popak. As you can tell, I'm traveling, but hit the free subscribe button. Check to see if you are subscribed. As a personal favor to me, your generosity is what keeps us alive as we try to cross 1.2 million subscribers this weekend. All right, let's go to that decision. It was a 6-3 decision, or at least 5-4, that the United States Constitution under the 14th Amendment provides that anybody who's born on U.S. soil, regardless of the heritage or immigration status or citizenship status of their parents, are U.S. citizens. Kavanaugh concurred, so it's often been reported as a 6-3 decision, but he didn't find the basis for a birthright citizenship in the Constitution and the 14th Amendment. He found it in a statute that Congress passed, which allowed him to argue. This is where we were doing the head scratching at the time, but we now understand it. He actually wrote in his concurrence, if Congress amends the Nationality Act from the early 1900s that incorporated a Supreme Court decision called Wong Kim Ark about a Chinese citizen who was barred from re-entering the country, claimed his parents were illegal, or at least not, they were not subject to the laws of the United States. His analysis was based on the Nationality Act. And here's what he said. He said, if Congress amends it, or otherwise enacts a statute creating new exceptions along the lines of the executive order for children born to foreign citizens unlawfully or temporarily in the country, such a statute would pass constitutional muster. We were like, now we understand why he's writing it. So they, in the Trump administration, took that as an invitation to write a new executive order to try to convince Congress and lean on Congress to create new exceptions. Except when John Roberts wrote his decision, he quite clearly said the following on behalf of the majority. John Roberts emphasized that the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause grants citizenship to anyone born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. He then went through the expansive historical sweep that led to that decision. He pointed to history of birthright citizenship going in English law before the American Revolution and early U.S. history, and how the 14th Amendment during our Reconstruction period following the Civil War came into being. He said it was intended to adopt the 14th Amendment was intended to adopt the long history of birthright citizenship with its broad reach and narrow exceptions for the children of foreign ministers and members of some 19th century Indian tribes. That's it. Those are the only exceptions. Oh no, Donald Trump came up with a whole list of new exceptions, taking the baton from the great concurrer, Brett Kavanaugh. And this is going to go right to the United States Supreme Court on fast track. Let me read to you from the executive orders. You know what I'm talking about. He says that these are the groups of people who are not going to be considered U.S. citizens, where either parent of that person is an alien enemy, defined to include any member of a designated foreign terrorist organization. He's trying to say like Tren de Aragua, designated by Trump as a foreign
I went fishing
alien
yesterday,
enemy.
caught myself a fish, filleted it. Now
That goes directly to the person trying to brand that way, Kilmer Abrego Garcia, who has 2 U.S. citizen babies in Maryland.
Isn't that a beautiful fish?
A child born in the United States where either parent is a foreign government employee, including ambassadors, persons employed by a foreign embassy or consulate, or nationals of the foreign country. No, they just said that ambassadors, the Supreme Court decision, or employed by a foreign government in any other capacity. Okay, and then it continues. Persons employed by an international organization that possesses international organization immunity, like
I never did.
an
I
NGO,
bought it in the
a
store.
non-governmental organization, where either parent of that person engaged
Not
in a
fun.
commercial transaction to purchase or access birthright citizenship for the person, or engaged in fraudulent activity to obtain citizenship, to include where the parents of the person engage in a commercial
Come to Japan and show
transaction
me.
to ensure that the person's mother is present in the U.S. when she gives birth. So, listen. If you want to criminalize or birth tourism, people who are, and it's a very small number, by the way, but people who like go through the process of being kind of placed in the United States in a hospital to give birth, and you want to criminalize the brokers, the mules, the people that do it, great. But if it happens, you can't take away the citizenship from the child that's born from that experience, not based on the Supreme Court decision. They also want to take it away from people born in a territory or territorial waters of the United States where citizenship is not conferred by federal statute. And we have a lot of territories of the United States that have automatic U.S. citizenship. So this is all gonna be challenged all over again. Why does he do it? He does it to distract attention from a failing and failed administration. Can we just be frank with each other for a minute? This is 550 days plus into an administration. That's a pretty good sample size for how he's doing as president, right? For those that were hopeful in the very beginning and those that voted for him against Kamala, thinking, well, let's give hope a chance. He may be terrible, he may be corrupt, and he may make a lot of money for himself, but the economy will be good. Can we all now agree that the economy is in the trash? That things like Social Security,
All skins
disability,
have vitamin.
student loans, health care, food costs, education costs, costs of medical.
That was Kiwi.
And
That was
other
Kiwi skin.
rehab services that mattered to you and me don't matter to him.
I eat the grape skin. A lot of people do this.
He's hollowed out the federal government. When you hear hundreds of thousands of people have left the federal government not to be replaced, that's not a good
People that do that and throw away
your
skin.
services suck. Has anybody tried to call the Social Security Administration lately or try to stop by one of their remaining offices? Good luck. Good luck. It's like a department store going out of business. It's like trying to find the last Sears or Blockbuster in America. So we all see it. We know the numbers. We're living the numbers. We don't have to hear he lost 200,000 jobs in the last month. We know he's lost 200,000 jobs in the American economy the last month. We don't have to know that inflation has been stubbornly high and is getting higher under his administration, double the target rate for the Fed. We feel it every day in our lives with our loved ones, trying to make ends meet, period. So if these are the data points that suggest whether this is a failed administration or not, it's failed. So in order to distract attention from a failed administration and to always try to capture the news cycle, Donald Trump does things like social media posts, attacking judges, attacking Democrats, attacking Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden or Barack Obama or James Comey or FBI former CIA Director John Brennan or Adam Schiff. I mean, he's got a list. You know that it's organized, right? Besides their rapid response team. You know that Natalie Harp, who writes 2/3 of his social media postings, you know she's got a schedule. And on the schedule, it's like there's a cadence. Every third day, attack James Comey. Every fourth day, we haven't attacked Hillary Clinton lately. Time to attack Barack Obama. Terrible Friday for the administration. Series of losses in courts all around America. What do? Go after the Federal Reserve and Lisa Cook. Let's go after Democrats, elected officials in states and claim that they're fraudsters. We're letting out people from jail who are Jan 6th insurrectionists who attacked Capitol Police. Well, on the same day, we better stand up JD Vance. By the way, where is... I mean, seriously, I'm starting to be concerned for his safety. We stand up JD Vance, the purported vice president, and have him announce some sort of fraud investigation unit that he's heading. This is all... They think that we're, idiot children. Sorry, idiot. They think that we're just easily patronized and talked down to. But we see through it. We get it. It's one of the reasons here joined together on Midas Touch and Legal AF. So I'm going to continue to follow it all right now. Birthright citizenship, redefined by Donald Trump a second time, is going to lose at the Supreme Court. I don't know if it's 5-4, but it's going to lose. And I don't care if Sam Alito has announced he's sticking around for another term. And if Kavanaugh doesn't want to join under his statutory theory, then he doesn't have to. But even under his statutory theory, Congress has to act, not the president. To Trump, to try
the thing is that the pesticides that they spray with the vegetables in the skin, that's a big reason why people don't use it.
Not by executive order, 1.2 million threshold. Now to see if you can hit that free. Get your fill of Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over in the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I for it. Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.
Cars. Who was cars? Oh, cars. Look, there's my cars. Look, I got a woman. Look, she's passed out. She's passed out. Mama's passed out. She's passed out. She's tired. Look. There's Mikey. These are all in my drawer. Look, you pick out pictures here, and this is like has pictures. We don't have any pictures in here though. That's crazy. We got this drawer, got no pictures in it. It just has the pictures around the side. There's Mikey. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Oh, there she is. Look at me. I look like. Look what I look like. I was so hot. Look how hot I was. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off. 16 of you goddamn here. Why is there so many god people here? Why is there so many goddamn people in this chat? I thought there'd be a few of you. What else? War on Gaza.
Let's bring you some breaking news. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he is rejecting US President Donald Trump's Board of Peace 15-point plan for Gaza and will not withdraw until Hamas fully disarms. Late last month, Trump announced that plan, but it was criticized by several people within Israel. Now, the Gaza Board of Peace was actually established in January, but it was criticized almost immediately as being a replacement almost for the UN Security Council. It's been in intense negotiations now with Hamas. One of the things that it has said publicly is that Hamas needs to disarm. That's what they've been talking about. Hamas has said they are willing to disarm under the right conditions. So those conditions are being negotiated right now. The Gaza Board of Peace is headed by a very seasoned diplomat, Nikolai Madlinov. Nikolai Madlinov in charge of those negotiations. He has been in Egypt, he's been in Washington, D.C. and several other places. But the Gaza Board of Peace has had some success. They've already issued construction plans for Gaza City itself, but nothing's really moved on this. The negotiations have been tough between Israel and Hamas themselves, so this is a setback of sorts for the Gaza Board of Peace. Benjamin Netanyahu has always been very, very clear about his position. Hamas disarms completely, but Hamas has also has its positions and says that it needs to look at who it will actually disarm to, how that process will be managed. Now, there is talk of an international stabilization force for Gaza. How that's been going to be made up, which countries will be involved, is still under discussion.
Why did you cook rice, Mikey? I asked for rice. There was rice. Huh? What?
I couldn't move.
Oh, you couldn't move.
I wanted to, but my body didn't move.
Okay. Well, there's rice now in 6 minutes. There's fish. There's more. You want to eat that fish?
Not mango. Kiwi.
Huh? Huh? No, I got dinner now. Why can't you take a break? Are you in the middle of a gaming campaign or something?
I don't know.
Why do you need to go upstairs then?
I don't have to.
How about grapes? There's grapes in the fridge too.
It's cool, right? Oh, it's great.
Bozo.
The skin is good.
Bozo, eat it.
Why just the skin? With the kiwi.
I don't eat the skin kiwi, but I'll start giving it to you. Okay? Hey, there's fish down there. Here's a plate. 2 minutes.
Okay.
You want a plate or no?
Oh, okay.
You want grapes also or no? She's out cold. She's out cold, nurse. Mama, let's do karaoke. Let's go karaoke, Mama. Mama, karaoke. She's out cold, nurse. All right. She's gone. I can't. She's not even moving. She's so. Up. She's moving. She's scratching her nose. She's rubbing her nose. You hungry, Mama? She's just ignoring me. See what else is on the news.
In the days after October 7th, President Joe Biden tried to help Americans touch the size of Israel's horror and grief by translating it into the terms of our own tragedies.
Since this terrorist attack took place, we've seen it described as Israel's 9/11. Well, for a nation the size of Israel, it was like 15 9/11s.
15 9/11s. Imagine that level of trauma. Imagine that loss. We're almost 2 years on. The death toll in Gaza is now estimated to be over 61,000 people. There are a little over 2 million Gazans. The U.S. government is not spending much time trying to help Americans grapple with their scale of grief and loss. But in our terms, it is like 2,500 9/11s. I know there are those who want to cast doubt on the death toll. It's from the Hamas-run Ministry of Health, we're told. But when The Lancet, the medical journal, tried to fill in the gaps in the data, they concluded that the true number, the real death toll, is likely far higher. Gaza is a strip of territory about the size of Detroit, Michigan. Since October 7th, Israel has dropped more than 100,000 tons of explosives on this sliver of land. That is more tonnage of explosives than was dropped on Dresden, Hamburg, and London combined during World War II. Aerial photography shows that 70% of all structures in Gaza All the homes and hospitals, mosques, schools are severely damaged or destroyed. You just cannot drop that many bombs on such a densely populated strip of land without mass casualties. But it is not just the casualties. Israel has also been restricting the flow of food into Gaza. Aid organizations have been warning all along of growing hunger, of the possibility of famine. Then in March, Israel blockaded aid into Gaza for 11 weeks. Then it largely ended the existing aid infrastructure the UN had built and replaced the hundreds of operating sites of aid distribution with four, run by inexperienced American contractors. Famine is now spreading across Gaza. People are dying of hunger. The images and the videos and the stories here, not just of the starving, but of the people, of the children, their bowls out, begging for help, lining up to get food. Hundreds having been killed at these aid distribution sites. It is beyond what I have the capacity to imagine. What would it be like to not be able to find food for my children, to not be able to feed them, to have them lose their mother or their uncle or me because we went to get food for them? The idea that this is made up, that it is a concoction of Hamas or anyone else, just listen to the aid workers who have been there.
People have been hungry for months. Famine is unfolding. It's not pending anymore. It's happening. People are starving to death as we speak. Children are starving to death as we speak.
You can imagine what the parents are writing on the social media. They are thanking God for the loss of their children who have been killed in a certain time of the world because of the bombardment or the invasion. They are thanking God that they have lost their children to not reach to this stage while their children are asking them to feed them and they didn't have any capacity.
And if it really isn't that bad, if this is all just propaganda, Israel could prove that easily. Let reporters in. Let independent inspectors in. But they won't do that because this is not a trick. Because it is not just propaganda. This is hunger as a policy. Hunger as a weapon of war. This is a siege. Almost 2 years after October 7th, what is the point of this siege? Is it to break what is left of Hamas? What is left of Hamas? A group of about 600 ex-Israeli military officers, including former heads of Mossad and Shin Bet, released a letter saying that, quote, "It is our professional judgment that Hamas no longer poses a strategic threat to Israel." Is the point of this to get the hostages back? This is endangering the hostages. They are being starved alongside the Gazans. The main group in Israel representing the families of the hostages said, quote, "Netanyahu is leading Israel and the hostages to doom." Is the point of this to make Hamas capitulate by threatening to starve thousands or tens of thousands of Gazans to death, to malnourish and stunt a generation of children? That is illegal under any conception of international law. What is this? This is a war crime. This is a crime against humanity. But more and more people are using another word. A word that I've stayed away from on this show. Genocide. Is this a genocide?
What is happening in Gaza reflects a genocide in the making.
In December of 2023, when South Africa accused Israel of genocide before the International Court of Justice, I thought they were wrong to do so. Israel had been attacked. Its self-defense was legitimate. The blood here was on Hamas's hands. Israel was doing what any country in the world would have done in response. But over the last year, I've watched a slew of organizations and scholars come to the view that whatever this began as, it has become genocidal. Amnesty International, B'Tselem, Human Rights Watch, Amos Goldberg, professor of Holocaust history at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Melanie O'Brien, the president of the International Association of Genocide Scholars.
I would determine that what is happening at the moment in Gaza constitutes genocide.
But one reason I have stayed away from the word is that there is an imprecision at its heart. When people use the word genocide, I think they imagine something like the Holocaust.
I'm gonna take off, guys.
The attempted
I'll
extermination
be on tomorrow.
of an entire people.
I gotta take a shower.
But the legal definition of
I'll
genocide,
catch you guys later.
what it means in international international.
Okay, catch you guys tomorrow, man. Have a good day. All right, fight the good fight. Build your Antifa cell. Get it done. Yeah, make believe Valhalla. Later. I gotta clean the dishes and